Hi all, Elaine here from MRE Studio Designs, and today we're going to be making a new pendant. For this we're going to need some Sculpey Primo Black, the 18 karat gold. I have some leftover orange, also Primo, and I have a leftover piece of, it's a combination of pomegranate and sunset pearl. We also have a texture sheet. This is the one I'm going to be using. Your assorted tools, your roller, your blade, and of course the pasta machine. Let's get started. So I have here a couple of circle cutters, one larger and one smaller. And the first thing I want to do is to cut out my base. So we're going to take this and just cut the base out. And clean up our edges. I want it stuck to the tile so that I can move it around like I'm doing now and be easier to work with that way. Move this out of the way just for a second. Out of the gold, we're going to make our sun side. I'm going to use the smaller of the two, and that is going to be our sun's face. If this works, it's going to be great. If it doesn't, you will never see it. Okay, so we're going to put this right in the middle as best we can. Okay. For our outer leaves, I want to do something with this. I guess it's kind of like a Middle East kind of pattern. Okay, so here's the pattern. I did it pretty deep, and we're going to be cutting out the little pieces that I want to use for the rays of the sun. And that is these pieces here. So I'm going to cut this out carefully. Just a tiny bit of a curve to it. And that's going to be our rays to the sun. So I am going to continue cutting these out, and I will be right back. Okay, so I thought it needed something a little bit more around the outside. So I'm going to take some of the red that I have, and I'm going to impress it with our texture mat. And I'm going to use the inside of the petals for a little contrast. So I'm going to cut these out. And use them for some contrast. Okay, so I'm going to go ahead and continue doing that, and then we will add them onto our piece. Okay, so I've cut the rest of them out, and now I'm just going to place them between the two rays, just like this. like that. I think it needs something else. So I think I'm going to take just a tiny bit of the orange, make it into a little snake, and just make some balls, little tiny ones. Put them right there. Like that so far. And I'm going to take my needle tool and I'm just going to make a little indentation in the middle there. There we go. I think we want to put some of the red balls all the way around on the inside. See how this looks. Yeah, I think I'm going to like that. So I'm going to go ahead and keep on doing these all the way around. And then we will be back. Okay, I'll be right back. Okay, so we're putting the last couple of little balls on here. And as you can see, they're not all exactly the same size. Some of them aren't even exactly round. But I don't think that makes too much of a difference, at least not to me. And here's the last one. So we've covered up that line that went around. Can you see that? Now I think what we want to do is do a little contrast with these outer sunbeams. And I think we're going to do that with some mica powder. So we have some gold and we have some magenta. And these are chameleon colors, these two, and this is the Pearlex. So I need a very fine brush. I think we just want to do a little accent on the ends of these. Just a little bit. Make it a nice hot summer day. Like that. For the outside of the circle where it's black, we're going to make it into blue. Yeah, I'm liking that a lot. And again, this is the first time I'm doing this. The only thing you're limited to is your own imagination. And I think we're going to put some gold on the outside leaves, sun rays. or I should say on the inside. And after this, we're going to have to decide what we're going to do with the face of our sun. Doing this very lightly just in case it doesn't come out right. I don't know if you could see that. See that? I think that's what his face is going to look like. Her face, his face. Maybe an infinity sign. I like that. What do you think? We need to make these deeper. Give her some cheeks and a mouth. Just like that. So, see that? Now we need to put something in there. Okay, so I apologize, my camera cut out on me. In the meantime, I put the gold Pearl X on the face of the piece, and with a ball tool, I made 2 indentations where the eyes are going to be. But as you can see, we got the face all blocked out. But before I mess this up at all, we're going to go ahead and bake this for 30 minutes, and we'll finish it up when we come back. So I'm going to bake it at 275 for 30 minutes, and after that we will see what else we want to do to it. So I will be right back. Okay, and we're back. It's out of the oven. It's completely cooled. And I've decided that for my outlines, I took a little bit of the gold and a little tiny bit of the red and mixed them together. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to put them in my extruder and make some really skinny lines. So I've got my extruder and my smallest disc to put on there, the smallest little lines that I got. Extrude those out a bit. And this is the gold and the red together, my squeaky extruder. We're going to need some Bacon Bond. skinny brush. And we're just going to outline where we want them to go. Didn't mean to bump my camera again. So I'm going to take this. Right in the groove. Just like that. Just like that. The same thing on the other side. I think for around the eyes, we're going to need a little bit of black for that. There we go. And then we need some bacon bond for the eyes. There's my other one. There we go. And then we need something for the top there. I think we're going to put a rhinestone up on over that as well. One here and one here. Yep, that's. Take these off. Put it in the oven for 30 minutes. And then we're going to put a backing on it and a bail on it. And then we are going to resin it. So I will be right back. Okay, so here we are. It's out of the oven, completely baked. We're just going to put a bail on the back and some backing on it and bake it one more time. Then we're going to resin it. So what I did was I cut out a circle for the backing. And then we need to put some bacon bond on there. We're going to spread it around. And then we're going to put our back on. Make sure there's no bubbles. We're going to put it up around the edges. And then we're going to cut the excess off. Trim it a little bit more. There we go. Okay. Now we're just going to texture the back a little bit. We're going to put one of our little logos on with little bacon bond. Like that. Then we're going to put the bail on. And I want the bail hidden, so I'm doing it on the inside. We're just going to push that down. And push it down inside too. And maybe texture it a bit. So we're going to need a bigger brush. And we'll need some on the edges in the front. And that's it, we're all done. I'm going to put this in the oven, and then we're going to resin it afterwards. And then that's it. Take some of the excess off of me too. Stuff gets all over the place. All right, so we're going to put this in the oven one last time, and we will be right back. Okay, so here is our finished product, completely resined on back and front. While I was resining it, I decided to put some little rhinestones in the middle of each sunbeam. So there we go, completely done. So thank you for watching. If you liked it, please like, share, and subscribe, and we will see you next time.